Chapter 6. Is there anyone out there? Where are those happy days? They seem so hard to find. I tried to reach for you, but you have closed your mind. Whatever happened to our love? I wish I understood. It used to be so nice. It used to be so good. Within comfortable cruising states, the sort that occur at midway points and points of energetic plateau, I finally rest and I am grateful. Grateful and alive. Grateful and lit up. I scan through the fluxing cosmos, my eyes like suns hardwired to an ultra-awareness. At these points of balance I toy with the idea that the interstellar is my playground. I like to choose a single point, an ancient light, not necessarily the brightest or most colourful. Sometimes it is the one that seems to be struggling that my mind settles upon, and that holds my attention. The sun that has come to the end of its life has an alluring quality. There is a kind of hope that springs from obvious futility. Don't you think? If you go to the extreme of yourself, and there is nothing left to give, and then you go beyond these ghostly etchings of former knowing, you will then find something very strange and very different. Very strange and very different indeed. Strange, different, and beautiful. Beautiful in all the best ways and in the most glorious and unexpected ways. Push past extinction and there will be a feeling. The occulted and the hidden will become visible, if only for yet another brief moment of universal time. The spark between two slabs of eternal darkness exists because of the immeasurable power summoned by emptiness. Continue past extinction and you will find reignition and the beings of supremacy that never left your side. You can always tell when a sun is on its way out. When the candle flame is muted long past its brightest point in youthful and carefree times, and run out of wick, and run out of wax and the raw material needed for its necessary fusion. Even from a mortal perspective, it is easy to spot. The flashes of colour in succession, the spirit of spectrum looming, watching, waiting for the inevitable snubbing, the night porter who only ever has one job to do, to take the light that has become unstable, or to simply mark the end of the evening and the useful part of the night. I make a point of scanning my chosen target on all bandwidths and levels of consciousness. There are things that I can do that mortal units wouldn't believe. This practice has become something of a hobby, to scan and to document and to remember the star ancestors from which all things came. Stardust is the greatest of all levelers. It is you, it is me, it is everything of the material universe, and then some. The light shining bright like a furnace in the firmament of heaven is something that a world-bound entity takes for granted. The sun shines and draws its parabola across the changing skies, and vanishes and appears again the next day, and creates bookmarks in the cycles of life. That's how it is, but I do not experience time in the same way. My gaze rips at the fabric and alters the subject. The information creates distortions that wave across the ocean invisible, and I make notes. That's what I do. And even though I revel in this process and consider it a pastime, there is possibly a school of thought that dictates the importance of understanding a healthy star through the fading emanation of one that's dying. There is wisdom at the end of one's life, especially a long life, one would hope, and there is a certain kind of beauty in death. The black and charred dead tree against the grey November sky, the soul of the observer breathing life into the subject. Or is there another kind of life that springs from the emptiness at the end of each year and at the beginning of the next? Carbon 0.5%, nitrogen 0.5%, oxygen 0.5%, neon 0.25%, iron 0.15%, silicon 0.09%, magnesium 0.07%, sulfur 0.07%, hydrogen 27%, helium 70%, temperature 3,800 degrees Celsius. The hydrogen to helium ratio is way off and shows a star in its final death throes. The fated sun will not last very long before giving up its gravity well and destroying everything in its system. Something is very different here, though. Something is, unusual. Something is out of sorts, not right at all. I don't see it, but I do feel it. Distant and yet strong, and the sort of energy that you might imagine a billion souls to emanate if they were to scream out in terror at a single event, and then suffer an experience that is akin to nothingness. Nothing but silence. Silence, darkness, deep darkness, and the very odd and distant sound of a single heartbeat echoing as though inside an empty cavern. The folded space before me concertinas and imagines an immediate and imminent future. Vista unknown, lost and alone, no one to help, no one who can help. Cannot help ourselves? Cannot. No hope. No one to help. No one who can help. I'm focusing through the darkness in my mind and zeroing in on the feelings, the transparency of future phantoms and the hollow sounds they make. I see it now. I do. In my mind I have flashes and I see it. And am I to trust these cosmic impressions? The tiniest splinter of light, nothing more than a reflected pinpoint of illumination. A pinpoint shard piercing the ever-thunderous silence and the deepening orange glow of a descending titan. A spiralling giant that's falling out of the sky. The bleakness of space most ominous hanging over the poor planet like a black mountain. Hanging over a world devoid of all hope and a world out of time.